takes courage to get you outside of the box. It takes courage to be successful. It takes courage to win. People don't talk about people that don't win. If you win, they're going to talk about you. Do you have the courage?
What's up, everyone? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today, there's loads of interesting Ripple XRP news. To get us started today, CNBC shared a clip where the SEC's Hester shares that the U.S. had dropped the ball on crypto regulation. She goes further to say that the knock-on effects of that failure keep her up at night. Speaking to CNBC, Pierce said that there's a lot of fraud in the crypto space, and that's because crypto is a hot area at the moment. She added that the other thing that kind of concerns her in a way is the way the SEC has dropped the regulatory ball. She adds that the SEC is not allowing innovation to develop and experimentation to happen healthfully, and there are long-term consequences of that failure. These comments from Hester come amidst a massive meltdown of the crypto market. But we have always known Pierce is the smarter one here. It's the rest of them who've been dragging things all along. We'll get into more of the juicy details shortly. Before that, let's roll that beautiful intro. As always, welcome back to Moneyside, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, welcome to the XRP team. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our daily crypto news updates. Now, we've pointed out that some SEC members are really dragging us behind, and one of the main culprits here is Gary Gensler. We have quite an interesting tweet here from @LBRY. He shares a mock thread that goes, "Gary, the rules are clear. Blockchain industry. Can we read them?" Gary: "No." Industry: "Can you give us hints?" Gary: "No." Industry: "Guesses at rules." Gary: "You guessed wrong. Go to jail." Why does it almost feel like Gary is playing Monopoly with us here? I know people will laugh at this whole situation, but the reality of things is pretty sad, and this is causing a lot of fear in the industry. If I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't want to own any exchange right now. And you know why? A lawsuit could be coming at any time from the SEC. I bet no one wants to deal with all the back and forth that comes with SEC lawsuits. I mean, we've seen firsthand what's happening with Ripple right now. We got a tweet here from Crypto Wolf. It talks about how the MasterCard CEO said SWIFT might not exist in the next 5 years. Keep that in mind, that MasterCard is a Ripple partner, so we definitely know they're capable of replacing SWIFT with the help of XRP. In another video, we can see the vice president talk about how they've even set up their network and they're ready to go. So when the CEO talks about SWIFT not being there in 5 years, he knows what he's talking about. He's trying to show us openly they are working with other industry leaders towards figuring out the dynamics of the new payment system. Now, before we proceed any further, let's jump into the IMF news. Jack the Rippler shared on his Twitter feed that XRP is a done deal. He shared a fascinating interview between Brad Garlinghouse and Ross Lockhart, the IMF's deputy governor, who shared at a Singapore FinTech festival. A few questions have been posted by the community, and the first question there was if the IMF would hold crypto assets in the future. The body language between the two after the question is read aloud is priceless. When the question is posed to Ross Lockhart, he immediately jumps in and says that since he's from the legal department, he's supposed to be very conservative with these things. He says that he doesn't want to go into great detail, but from how he reacted when the question was posed, we can all tell that the IMF will soon start using XRP. Remember, this is an interview from 2018. Fast forward to 2022, we have yet another exciting exchange where another IMF member talks about XRP in such a cordial way. This video talks about XRP. Yes, sure, Kristalina doesn't directly state the word XRP, but which other crypto operates with CBDCs and has cross-border capabilities? I've been talking about it time and time again. XRP is about to blow up. Trust me when I say this. And even though no one could directly state it because of the current lawsuit, they are all actually working on it. It doesn't take a genius to really understand that Kristalina is technically speaking about XRP, but she doesn't want to say it in public. Just close your eyes and listen to her speech. And the only thing that will pop out of your mind is XRP. No other crypto is actually currently in talks about CBDCs except Ripple, and no other crypto platform is capable of smooth interoperability and cross-border payment. So guys, you really need to open your eyes to the future of this crypto. Once you listen to the video, you'll find what she says pretty interesting. As we speak, Ripple is talking with central banks worldwide. And as a matter of fact, they actually have 2 pilot studies. Ripple later came to say that they have more than 2 pilot studies on CBDCs. They're about to have more pilot studies that will soon be announced. Officially, we only know of 2, but there are more than that. CBDCs obviously need a way to be interoperable with each other. They technically need a bridge asset. Brooks also talks about something in the same line in his tweet. He states, "Great stat from this at Ripple and at Oliver Wyman report. 20 to 40 million Americans have yet to interact with crypto, but would consider it if they could access assets via their bank." More below on the opportunity for traditional finance crypto. Big topic at WEF in Davos today. Let's go. Imagine that, 20 to 40 million Americans. Sooner rather than later, we should be able to trade our cryptos over the counter in banks. Yep, I said it. When regulations hit, expect the crypto market to go full mainstream. Over the last weeks, we've been looking at a couple of the best ways to improve your trading, including learning to adjust to market conditions, building a proper trading mindset, and more. Today, we thought it would be fun to do the opposite. Instead of trying to help the community build up solid professional trading practices, let's try to design a losing trader from the ground up. What attributes, decisions will we have to encourage to get a losing result? Theoretically, the market is just a game of probabilities. How can we guarantee that our trader will lose? Well, as it turns out, there are a couple of easy behaviors we can combine to ensure that a losing outcome is a foregone conclusion. Number one, they never define risk. In trading, people often say things about risk management, defining your risk or defining your out, but it can sometimes be difficult to determine as a new trader what the heck people are talking about. Define my risk? How? What are you talking about? What does this actually mean? To put it simply, defining your risk is a process of figuring out where you are wrong on a trade or investment. For active traders, it can be as simple as picking a recent low or high and saying, if this price is hit, then I'm exiting the trade. The short-term read I had on this asset is no longer valid, and I don't think I know what's going to happen next. For someone who is more of a position trader, it can be as simple as saying, I don't want to lose more than 10% or some percentage of my capital at any point when I'm in this position. I think that I've selected my entry well enough that a 10% drop or X% would mean that, for some reason or another, my thesis is no longer valid. From a cash management, portfolio management perspective, defining your risk has another dimension. How much of your total capital do you want to potentially lose in a worst-case scenario? Should each trade risk 50% of your capital, 20%, 5%, 1%? How much of your total bankroll will you lose before you stop? In order to ensure that we have a losing trader, it's important that they don't have a plan for positioning, sizing, setting stop losses, or setting account stop losses. This way, they won't have any consistency and will inevitably take a few big losses that knock them out of the game forever. Number two, they use lots of leverage. When combined with number one, using lots of leverage is a great way to accelerate the process of losing money. Given that a strategy wins 50% of the time, will statistically face a 7-trade losing streak in the next 100 trades, sizing up and using leverage is a great way to ensure that when a rough patch strikes, you lose all your capital. Letting trades go past how much you expected to lose is a great way to speed this process because with the addition of leverage, things only need to go against you 50, 20, 10%, etc. before you're wiped out. You can't risk to zero. Considering that the most aggressive hedge funds in the world typically don't use in excess of 5 to 8 times leverage, even in FX trading, we will need our losing trader to use at least 10 to 20 times leverage in order to speed up their demise. Number three, they hop from strategy. Bruce Lee said, once, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. In this example, sticking to one strategy, even if suboptimal, is the man who has practiced one kick many, many times. The trader who has strategy hops is the one who has tried almost every kick out there, but mastered none. In order to ensure that our trader is a losing trader, we need to ensure that they never develop any mastery and keep switching from strategy to strategy. We need to constantly dangle a new strategy, indicator, or trading style constantly in front of our trader. Thus, no matter what strategy he picks, they will lack the hours necessary to have anything but suboptimal trade execution, poor overall market sense, and a general lack of nuance and understanding. Combined with number one and number two, it's going to be nearly impossible for this trader to be profitable. There you have it. 3 ways to ensure that the trader will fail. Do you recognize any of them? Our hope in writing this is not to discourage anyone from getting involved in the markets, but rather to continually shine a light on some of the bad habits that we can get into when starting out. Avoid rookie mistakes and bad practices that can stunt a career as a trader and create bad habits. No bueno. As always, we remind you, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. We continue to pray for the people of Ukraine, and please, keep in mind, we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Tell us what you think in the comments section below, and let's have a conversation. Thanks as always for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video and please click on that subscribe button below. Be sure to turn on notifications, that way you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next Money Side.